Hello everyone, my name is Segundo Correas. I'm a tutor at Miami-Dade College Magic Department. Today we're going to be doing a quick intro to Maya. First thing that we have to do when starting a new project is to create a project folder. To do that, we go to File, Project window, we click New, give it a name, click the folder to select the location, select wherever you want to store it, and click Accept. Maya is going to create all this folder for us, and all our assets are going to go into the corresponding folders for this project. We click Accept. Now we need to set the project, and you need to do this every time that you reopen a scene, just to make sure that your scene is set to the project and all your files are being saved, and Maya is looking for those files in the corresponding folder. So you go to Set Project, look for the folder that you just created, and just click Set. Don't click anything else here, just click Set. Now we have created a project, we set the project, and we can go ahead and save the scene. So we can start working. You can see that it automatically goes to our scene folder because we set the project. Give it a name. And usually Maya saves as a binary, but if you're gonna be changing versions, Maya versions like 2019 to 2020 and back and forth, or you're gonna be sharing your files with someone else and they might not have the same version, maybe go with ASCII, or you can say both just to be sure. Always remember to save. Super important. Maya likes to crash every now and then, so set an alarm or try to remember. Save constantly. Save. And if you want, you can save different iterations in case you mess something up. You can go back to a previous point. Okay, so let's have a look at the Maya screen. This big part here is our viewport. This is where we are going to be working, where we see our scene, where we see our objects, etc. Right here, we have the menu bar. So file, edit, create, etc. These changes, we select rigging animation. Some of them change. We'll leave it at modeling for now. Then we have the Maya shelf. This is right here, the Maya shelf. You have a bunch of shortcuts here. For example, our primitives. If you're going to be modeling, you're probably going to be here in poly modeling. We have to our left the select, these three, the move, rotate, and scale tools. So if we go ahead and create a primitive, a box, we can go ahead and select it, move it, rotate it, and scale it. You can see that we have these arrows and these little squares here. So this would be the y-axis, the green one. Blue one is the z-axis, and the red one is the x-axis. Depending on which one you grab is where it's going to move. You can grab these little squares here to move in 2 dimensions, or you can grab the middle and move in 3 dimensions. It's the same thing with the rotations and the scale. Scale in 1, scale in 2, or 3. And I'm pressing Control C to undo. That shortcut is super important too. Control and C. Or you can go to Edit, Undo, or Redo. Gonna be doing that a lot. Next up, we have the channel box right here. Channel box, modeling toolkit, and attribute editor. we're going to be using this a lot to edit our geometry. Then on the bottom, we have the animation timeline. Here is where you set keyframes. Here, here, and you play your animations, you edit them, you cut them, etc. We also have the outliner. So in the outliner, show it by clicking this icon right here. We can see everything that we have right now. We just have a couple of cameras. So if I create a box, you can see that this box here called P cube 1 shows up in the outliner. Create a cylinder, and it's going to show up there. So everything that's on our scene is going to show up in the outliner. Again, and click here to show it and hide it. You can also have different cameras in your viewport. So if you click this icon here and you go to the top view, for example, you will only be able to pan here and see the top view, the front view, the side view, the perspective view, which is the one that we were using before. You can also do this by pressing space, which is useful because you just have to press space, put your mouse on top of the one that you want to use, and press space again. Let me create an object so we can see a bit more. Like here, we can see the perspective mode, view, top view, front view, side view. Again, you're gonna be jumping between these a lot while modeling. Okay, so one big difference between Maya and other 2D software that you were probably using, like Photoshop, is that this is a 3D workspace. That means that we have an extra dimension to keep in mind. So it's very important to learn how to move your camera. So the first thing is the rotate. So if you hold Alt and hold left click, so Alt and left click, and move your mouse, you're gonna rotate around the object that you have selected. If I create another object, move it and press F to focus on that object. So now I rotate focused on that object. Same thing here. Press F and rotate. Okay. To pan, you just have to hold Alt and middle mouse button. Rotate, pan. And to zoom, you hold Alt and right mouse button and drag. You can also use the mouse wheel to zoom in and zoom out. Holding Alt and right click, it's a little bit more precise, but honestly, you're probably gonna be using the mouse wheel. Okay, so that's the basics. That's the first things that you're gonna be doing when you open Maya. Next up, we're gonna move towards some modeling and some materials.